Okay.
I'll now let you add the post. All right, you can continue.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, right now, um, good evening to everyone. Please, first of all, I want to thank my coach for coming late. And I think I should be able to make up for the lateness also. Okay, so we are continuing from where we stopped last time. We talked about list, then move forward to dictionary, then I'll move forward to um, classes. Of course, I said I'm going to talk about object and classes together because they are very much related. So, what is a list? Let me just break it down to ordinary man's terms. You can view my screen right now. PyCharm. I've talked about PyCharm as let's say default IDE. That's environment for typing your code for Python. It's customized for Python operations specifically. So that's why I prefer using a PyCharm. So let me. I talked about different type of those in storage space. Like first, I'm storing 4 inside. It's a name of a memory. The memory where 4, the number 4 is stored. Now this 4 is a type of data that has been stored somewhere in the next. It's a type of data. Numbers. I mean, this comment in Python. We write comment like this. Want to make comments. The system will not execute this type of code I'm writing here now. And this comment. So I said we're going to talk about list. We're going to talk about dictionary, object. Okay. Now for data type, talk about data type. Data type. Data type. If you want to write, maybe you can write from what you're doing from my screen. Data type, we have numbers. I've talked about this before. You have a string, then you have a word again, you have list, then you have tuple, then you have dictionary. Yeah, I think if I'm not forgetting one. So most of data that is information that you're going to be making use of or that you're going to be using within these 5, you fall within these 5 categories. So for numbers, x equals to 4. So 4 is a number. So 4 is a number data type. String, if I say x equals to Solomon, of course, for a string, Solomon is an alphabet, so it's a string of alphabet, which is Solomon is it's an alphabet. I mean, strings of alphabet. So okay, so Solomon is a string, and a string you usually wrap it up with inverted comma. Okay, so that is string.
Uh, did we lose Mr. Solomon? Okay.
Oh, sorry. So it is disconnected. I'm trying to share my screen. Hello, I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me Counting from there right now. So this is a list. Of course, this is a list. So I told you that list doesn't consist of only numbers. It can consist of string. Like let me just say list one. Let me call this Solomon. Can consist of Daniel. Can consist of, let's say, Joy. I'm sure you can check this on your own. I'm sure it can even consist of maybe number, mixture of number. I doubt, but I have not tested whether mixture of number. One of them, I think maybe whether it's set or so, consists of, you can mix them together like that. List one, the name of this list is called list one. It consists of what? Strings. It can consist of numbers. It can even consist of one list inside another list. So you can have list inside a list. So that's it. So that means I can say that's a little bit complex. You can even have a list like this now. For instance, you can see you can have another list. Like, let me just make it simple. One, two, three. And this is one list to separate the comma. Write another list again. So list inside a list. So these are a little bit complex. So that is it. Okay. So let's proceed. Now this is a list. Then I said if you want to single out one particular value inside this list. Now, for instance, let me remove this one. Let me so that to avoid confusion. You want to single out, you want to emphasize, or you want to single out one element inside, maybe the third element. I told you that the list, the index of a list, index of a list. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, index of a list. Index is the position of an element in a list. When you say the index, so index starts index or indices is the plural. I think is the plural of index. So index or position starts from zero. Please, it starts from zero. You can say this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. The first one is the zeroth position. The second one is the first one's position. Let me say it that way. So if I am saying that, let me talk about Z. No, if you want to talk about the first one, first element, now it will be Z0 like this. Z0. So Z02, Z2 will be what? Will be 0, 1, 2, will be 5. So let me do Z0 first. Z0 is, if you print Z0 now, print Z0, print this Z0 now, you see that Z0 will be what? 1. Let me run it first. Let me run it. It will be 1. Can you see 1 here right now? Okay. So that is it. That's how to get your the elements, a particular element in a list. Now I also said it last time that we want to talk about the last element of a list. Sorry, the last element means start counting from back, like from this last place, which is 9. 9 is the last element now. Second to the last element is 7. So the last element, let's print this last element and see what we have. Let's run it and see. 9. Okay. Let's say -2, which is the -2 position is 7. So if you run it, you see 7 here. Can you see right now? Okay. So moving away from that, let's quickly go to how do you look through. If I want to look through lights, I want to go through all the element at once. I want to go through all the elements, like, oh, go through this the whole all of them. Maybe I want to how would I say it now? Let's say you are looking through everybody. Let's say in a queue, now in a row, people are lining up in, let's say, secondary school, the way they will line up, or in the queue in the bank. So you want to make sure you list everybody on a single file. Either you come after you, then the next person like that. You want to look through everybody. So you want to go through every element in an array. This is how you do it. Let me quickly talk about it. It's very important. We use it so much. Anything programming Python. Sorry, I'm trying to share the screen again. So I'm talking about keyword. Why the screen is wait for the screen to be shared. I'm talking about keyword right now. So keywords are simply words that are exclusively meant for the interpreter, Python interpreter. No, Python sees that certain things that the Python itself, which is we call it Python interpreter, when it sees it, it means certain things to to him. Let me say him or she. Uh-huh. So that word, you don't use it to name, you don't use that word because it's exclusively meant for Python interpreter. So that is called keyword. If you want to name your list now, like the first list I named, I name it as X or my variable as X. I can name it as solo, I can name it as any name, but don't name it as the keyword that Python keyword are reserved word, especially meant for four. Four is a keyword. Now four is a an arrays. Or for I, sorry, let me just put A. You can use I. For I in list one, list one, for instance, print I. This is how you look for. For I in list one, that is I is just the new. How would I say it now? Is the new is the you want to assign you want to assign this list this I to go through everything inside this list. So you for I in list one print I. So I is just the one that we go that all of them that's to be going through all of them inside this list one. So let me print it now. You see that it look through all of them. Can you see it right now? Okay, let me make this one big. You can see now. You can see now that it looks through all of them. So you are looking through this one. You get it now. So that's it. I have other small complex things to talk about, but I will just stop there. You can also append for list. You can append. In fact, remember list. Let me just hope you already you can go through your ebooks or now you can add to this list. You can add to this list. Let me see if I could add list one dot append for
Mr.
yeah. Can you hear me right now? Oh, is
We
it
are hearing
connected?
you, but we cannot see the screen. Looks like
Okay,
I'm having
okay,
difficulty
okay, okay, yeah. Okay,
changing
help me
the
out,
post
please.
now because
Okay, yeah, I can see your
network has really popped up.
okay.
So I'm no more doing, let me see.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to connect back to the screen, but I'm unable.
So what will happen is
Can I?
that let me see if I can go as posts.
Okay,
I'm trying.
okay,
It's not allowing. The network is network.
okay, it's not out. Don't worry, let me. I've been a trainer for years, so message across maybe visual in a way that is graphical or visual for my communication. Okay, I'm going. Let me go just go straight because subsequently maybe I'll go into complex aspect of this topic, but I'm just talking the surface that will give you understanding of the concepts and simple examples alongside. Okay, now let's move quickly. Of course, you have understood a little manipulation of list, how you manipulate it, how you look through. Basically, how do you single out one index? So I think you can do that. Then from that's counting from back. Majorly in data science, you will be using that counting from back, counting from front. There's something I didn't say, but because of my screen, okay, I said
Can you on your video, Mr. So let me see if what the fault is. Because I'm unable to.
it last. Remember, you can use column. Okay, it's not sure. You can use column. Just notice that maybe I'll come to it when you want to. This I will come back to it. Let me just stop. Maybe between 0 and 5th position. You use column, but I will come to that later. Let me quickly move straight to dictionary. Hello, can you hear me right now? Can I proceed?
Yes, I are hearing you.
Okay, yeah. So let's move to dictionary. The word dictionary doesn't mean that dictionary you read, but it has a similar, it has a analogy, close analogy with dictionary. Now, dictionary talks about is a collection, is just a collection. It's also a collection like list. But in that case now, it has what is called key and value. Key and value. Uh, Key and value. Showing that my internet is unstable. Yeah. Okay. It has what is called key and value. Now, let me quickly draw attention to dictionary. Your read dictionary, your English dictionary, Oxford dictionary, or whether it's Macmillan or other stuff. When you go to your dictionary, you have what is called the vocabulary itself, the word, the keyword, and then the meaning of the keyword. Let's say serendipity or surreptitious. Let's say, okay, let me just say clandestine, for instance. Clandestine is a word. You now find the meaning. Of course, you put column. The meaning of clandestine is how they are used. Now, that word is just like the key. Then the interpretation or the meaning of the word is like the value. That's how it is. That is how dictionary in programming or Python is written. Now you have a key, you have a value. Now, if you want to refer to the value, you will refer to the key first. If you want to talk about the value, just refer to its key. The key of a dictionary list or a collection of these elements in the list form. The access to those values, you use the key to access the value. You don't access the value direct, you access it by its key. You get it now? So, I'm unable to connect, so I'm just trying to use it. You can also look through,
Now
you can also look,
yes.
okay, I can share right now. Okay, okay. Now, uh, okay, I was talking about pen. Sorry, I won't want to draw our attention. Now, let's say dictionary, let me just say let me just, what I call it? Let me call it test. Let me call the name of this dictionary is test one. Let me just call it test one. This is how you write dictionary. Open braces. I call this one open braces. I call this other one. Sorry, my call is disconnecting.
You can put it on do not disturb.
Hello? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
still. Hello?
We are hearing you.
Call it mathematics. Then we call this one open braces. Then we call the other one circular bracket or so. This one is for tuple. Tuple. This brackets for tuple. Tuple is just like a list too, but that's slight variation from list. So this about me now, I'm Solomon now, for instance. And let me say, I want to talk about my name, my surname, my age, and what again? My, let me just say, uh, other things, other information. Let me just talk about this now. Let me just say, my name name is, you put a column. This is the key. This is the polary word. And then now the key and the value. Let me say Solomon is the value. If it is your value is a number, you don't put it in quote. Then age. Age. I hope I'm not making some mistake. Let me just finish this. Age, let's say 12 years, for instance. Then I don't think this one, sorry, this one should not be in quote. Sorry, I don't think it's in quote. I don't think it's not in quote. I doubt if it's in quotes. I will test it later. Hope it's not escaping me. Okay, so what is again? Let me just say country. Country. Okay. Yes, I think what I did before should be right. But let me just, I'll come back to it. Let me say Nigeria. Nigeria. For instance. Okay, I think it's showing me error now. So the key says, of course, the key is a string, that's why it's good. So okay, it's right. It's not showing me error. Now, look at it. This is how a dictionary looks like. If you want me to make it more, see, also be like this. So, oh, sorry, I'm removing. Okay, but let me make it the other way. So that let me just do it the other way. Okay, so this is the key to my name. Can we write first name here? Yeah, that's the first name. First name. Surname. 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 I have to also put the quote. Surname. Which is my surname is, let's say Aiyede. So Aiyede. That's my surname. You always separate them with comma. Then column is the between is always between the key and your value. So that is it. Now let me be my first name now. I'll say test. Sorry, test one. Test one. First name. First name. Test one first name. Print this test one first name as. Print this one now. Let me print this one and see what you have. Can you see it now? So you can see that I'm making reference to my first name. It's showing me the value. When I print it, it's showing me the value. This is how dictionaries is. You understand? So if I have to make reference to my surname now, you must type it the way it is. My surname is Aiyede now, for example. You're gonna show me Aiyede. So you are seeing that I'm making reference. This is how a dictionary is. It's a list too. It's just like a list. This is one element. This is another element. This is another element. This is another element. And these elements are they have key, and this is their value. This is the key. This is the value. This is the key. This is the value. This is the key. This is the, all programming languages, both JavaScript. JavaScript most time we call it object. We call this one object now. Object is just like we also call it JSON. JavaScript object notation. So JSON. So for Python, it's called dictionary. So you have key, you have value, key, value, key. Let's make reference to the age now. See, you have age. Age is going to refer to. I told you if you are making reference, if you, the key, I mean, if the key, the value of the key is a number, you don't put quotes, don't put inverted comma quotes here. So to make this one, I'm going to show me 12. So the complexity of some other operations. Maybe subsequently we can do some operations on that. But that is the simplicity, the simplest demonstration I could make about dictionary for now. You can also look through, but for now, I will not want to go to look through, like that. So these are just understand the basics of dictionary. You also have tuple. Tuple, I don't know if I should touch tuple. Tuple is
I
okay. Let me
have a
just touch
question.
tuple because okay, yeah, okay. Ask question.
Is what if we were to write this one
Yeah,
and print this one, and we now put the normal string bracket? Will it be able to print
yeah,
all
Prince. Yes.
or anything list?
Sorry.
Just print
Repeat
this
your.
one.
Yeah, it's breaking. It's breaking. Can I repeat your question again?
Okay, if we are to write print test one, as in the variable,
Yes. Okay. What is
just
it going to print?
yes, with the bracket or without the bracket, what will it print?
Oh, let me see. Hello. Hello.
Yes, I'm
Hello.
here.
Okay. Yeah. Please ask your question again. I think I can hear you right now. I'm not getting
I
into it.
say if we are to print test one without the bracket or with the bracket, what will it
You
print?
said if we print test one. That's why I had it. If you print test one.
Without the string bracket.
Okay. Without the string brackets. Is it without this?
Yeah, without
Okay.
declaring
Without
the
this one.
object.
Without the first name or without the surname.
Yes, declaring the
Uh,
object.
Yes, look at what I did just now. I just printed it to show you. It's going to print everybody on the same. It's printing this object. Okay, we call it object in JavaScript. So yeah, there are different language I work with. So, but what is going to print? It's going to print the entire. Look at it. You just print it out like that.
Okay.
But you know, if you want to use it to talk, I say my first name. Let me just print this one now. My first name. My first name is. Can I use plus so? I don't know. Plus we go concatenation, call it concatenation. My tests one. Okay, my first name is this one. Let me just bring this one. You see, my first name is Solomon right now. So let me give a space here. Joining them together. Let me just give a space here. Let me add empty space. Plus what my first name is. This Solomon is my first name. My first name is. I just put a space here so that you see this print is printed. It has to give me a space. So my first name is. So I want to talk about my first name to be test one, something like this first name. So I'm talking about my first name. I can also come back. I can say, let me just copy this one and paste. In programming, we don't type everything. We just copy, paste anywhere we need to. My surname and my surname. Let me just say and my son is. So I don't know if somebody can suggest to us. My son is surname. So this is it. So when I run this one, you could see my first name is Solomon and my surname is Aiyede. So these are ways you can manipulate stuff. So when you just say print test one, it's going to print the entire thing in the same. It's going to give you the same dictionary you put on your environment. It's going to print that same thing for you. So, but you don't intend, most times, I don't think we want something like that. We want to use it to do something. This can be a collection of so many variables. I mean, so many informations here. Especially when you start doing visualization, data visualization, machine learning, deep learning, you begin to see the needs for all those things so much, and you'll be seeing a lot of things like this. And most of your data science, you have what is called pandas. Pandas, the information or the uh, values that is being held by pandas data frame. They are always most times, yeah, can be in form of a dictionary, large volume of dictionary. I mean, large volume of understand this, you understand like that. Now, sorry. Now, let's say birth rate. Here can be birth rate, 65%. Birth, let's say birth rate. You can now say now birth rate. Birth rate, let's say can be, of course, you can say 55. The informations like this, they are so voluminous. Death rate is this, growth, population growth, so many informations. Dictionary inside the dictionary. You can even have something like this now. Let's say name. Let me just say, let me give you another graphic view of dictionary now. Let me just say name. My name is, of course, Solomon. Now, and I have another dictionary inside the dictionary again. You see, dictionary, this is another dictionary. Just say mathematics, maths. Let me just try to maths. I score 65%. 65. This dictionary inside the dictionary. The English, you see now. Okay, sorry, English. Let me just say I score, but I like to pass English. English, I score, let's say 80%, for instance. Okay, now this is only for, sorry, why? Wonder why I'm seeing error here. Okay, this is a dictionary. Let me just be sure what I'm writing here. I think it should be courses. Let me just say courses now. My courses are something like this. Okay, it's correct now. No error again now. Now the courses I have here now. That's for Solomon. Then you can, after this Solomon now, of course, after this Solomon, I can still put James here. James is another person again. Name. Let's say James. Sorry, this may look James courses. I'm not confusing somebody. Courses. Something like this again. Like that. You have dictionary inside the dictionary. So I'm just one basic thing I want to drive across to us about dictionaries. Let me just rewind back. Basically, ahead it's something like this. Dictionary are usually written in form of having what key and value. Take note of that. If you forget anything, don't forget this one. Key and value. Key and value. I mean, okay, key and value. Let me just put key and value. Key and value. Don't forget it. And the key is usually written. Yeah, the key is usually string. The key is usually string. It's age, so it's usually string. Why the value can be in form of number, it can be in form of string, can be in form of list, can be in form of tuple, or another dictionary itself. So that is it. Any question from those? Just a letter explanation of those things. So you need to understand this thing before we start using it to do some complex operations.
No question. I think
So any question yet? So maybe
I'm really
yes,
getting
I'll
to
just touch.
understand.
I will try to give you. Okay. So if there's no question, subsequently, I believe subsequently we still
You can give us assignments.
based on this stuff. Sir?
You can give assignments.
Okay, I'm going to give you assignment. Okay. I think I will do that. Just remind me. So let me quickly touch the concept of classes, because I want to erase this one. I want to touch this thing I want to tell you now is the core concept of every programming language, the present programming. We have different type of programming language. You check the history of programming language from this woman called Lovelace Ada. Is the founder of machine. Of course, you have heard of Charles Babbage now. Charles Babbage brought what he called differential machine and analytical engine. It was analytical engine was trying to be when he died. So the woman that worked with her before, which is Lovelace Ada, now invented the programming language. So she was the one that wrote first language that a programming machine. Machine used to behave like a machine, mechanical device, but it now went into all programming language down from the ages, I think 1945 or so, third generation, second generation computer like that. So most of them are being programmed. All the programming language, when you go through, there are different types of programming language. We have procedural programming language, we have functional programming language, we have different kinds of programming language. They call it programming paradigm. So you also the most optimized word kind of concept of programming language is the object-oriented programming language, OOP, object-oriented programming language. That's the one that now came up. That finally people now they prefer. So PHP has this procedural, we also have the object-oriented. JavaScript or the same thing. Now, Python it has procedural where I'm not starting from the concept of Python from the beginning of Python, so I didn't talk about those things before. But now Python has programming language. They find it so difficult to understand this, and I find it so difficult because I started with Java 2013. I started with Java properly, and it was difficult for me to understand this thing I want to explain. So that I will take out time to explain the concept, how it is, and make sure you carry people along. In this journey set. Now,
Mr.
what
Solomon,
is object-oriented programming language? Of course, hello.
hello, Mr.
Yeah,
Solomon.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
We would love to round up.
okay, okay,
We need to continue next class.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I can hear you right now. Hello.
Hello, I said we
Yeah,
would
yeah.
love to round up.
Okay, okay. Just give me 1 minute. Let me round up, right? Can I have 1 minute?
Yes, you have more than 1 minute, but I'm just reminding you have barely 6
Can I have
minutes.
1 minute? Okay, okay.
Six
So,
minutes.
okay, okay, okay. Okay, that's great. Okay. I'm talking about object-oriented programming language. Sorry, I'm not taking you people back, or I'm not taking you people, tossing you people to object-oriented programming language. Now, when we say object, in the real world, they try to mimic programming language to behave like the real world scenarios. Like when we say object-oriented programming language, we're talking about everything in the world. For instance, just understand that everything in the world is termed object. Car is an object. They are physical entities. They are physical object. I mean, physical substance, of course, is something. Just like now is the name of any person, animal, place, or thing. Everything car is an object. Everything is an object. So in programming language, this programming language you're talking about, everything is an object. It will say, just try to understand though, an object. Then why do we use object in programming language? I'm trying to say that okay, object has two features we can really talk about the characteristics. You understand? Just like an object now, like a car now, a car can
Mr. Solomon.
Sorry, I said what it can do is the method, and what it is the state or property. So that is method or state. Method is what it can do, and property is what it is, what it possesses. So I will stop there right now. So thanks for your time. Thanks for your time once again.
All right. When do we conclude the class?
Okay, let's say tomorrow by the same time. Let's tomorrow by 7. Can we proceed tomorrow by 7?
Okay, 7 looks better. But I think 8 o'clock, everybody
Too early or 8?
Yeah.
Okay, or do we make it Sunday in the? I think Sunday. What do you think? Sunday in the evening by 8.
We have these classes weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
So if you will not be available tomorrow,
yeah,
you can always find something else to do. You can give us something to work on so that tomorrow we discuss it. If you will not be available. If you will not be available. But if you will.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Thank you, everyone. This team will be as refused to talk. How about Oluwaseun? Oluwaseun, are you a lady?
Okay. What I will say is that just to look through. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Hello.
Hello, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. So I thought you were. I'll give assignments.
Okay.
So I think that is that for today. I hand over back to the moderator.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming. We will round up. You are going to post the assignments on the WhatsApp group so that we can work on it. Yeah. We give thanks to God for this evening. We thank Him for this lecture.
Yeah.
We ask that He continue to give us wisdom and understanding, and we'll be able to get through this and become qualified data scientists. These are our prayers, and many more of it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody. I'm going to upload videos of last meeting and today's meeting. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Mr. Solomon.